Hi there, it's Pat McDonald, your host for Vote for Vermont, where our tagline is listening beyond the soundbite. Today in studio, I have John, I have to ask you what the T is, J.T. Kuendig, who is a novelist, and this is your very first novel.
Very first book.
Very well, I'm glad that you're here to talk about it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, this is cool. And the name of the book is The Good Club, and it's got nice reviews, and I've checked it out on my favorite place to get books on Amazon.
Yep.
So I'm going to read a little bit about you, and then we'll talk about your background. J.T. Kuendig, and what's the T for?
Thomas.
Thomas, John Thomas. Oh, that's a good, that matches. J.T. Kuendig is a debut novelist, fascinated by what happens when truth, power, and morality collide. The Good Club grew out of the rumors and fears that once gripped the world. Whispers about pandemics, population control, and the quiet hand behind global events. Kuendig turns those questions into a story that challenges what we believe about truth, control, and the cost of survival. Very appropriate in these days.
It is.
Who knows what's happening out there? Anyway, do you want to add anything else about your background? That was just sort of your...
Well, just an understanding of how I got into
yes,
this.
Please.
I've always looked at what's been going on in the world. I'm a child of the 60s. So I lived through Vietnam and the rumors that were going on around that. I lived through the Pentagon Papers, if you remember. I lived through the Iraq war with Bush, where we were going after weapons of mass destruction that were never there.
Right?
Yeah. And the Iran-Contra affair during the Reagan years. So I have never trusted governments. I don't think they tell you the truth. I think they tell you what they want you to know. And so that kind of led into this, which is, as you said, all the rumors around COVID at the time.
Right.
The QAnons, and John F. Kennedy Jr. is really alive, and he's in the basement of the White House.
Right. So's Elvis. So that's
yeah, I'm sure he is. Anyway, so that's what intrigued me. And my brother was a conspiracy freak. And we would fight with him. My brothers and I would fight with him all the time about what's real and what's not real. And as I said in the dedication of the book, one day I was walking along the street with my wife, Denise, and said, what if he's right? What if 20 years from now we find out that all these rumors were true? And so remembering my days of don't trust anybody in the government, I said, I'm going to write the book. It's all true. It's not, but it's all true. And this is what happened. And this is the deep state that did it. And here's what happened when they did it.
Well, you've got a lot of material to work with when you look back on our history. That's for sure. I always trusted up until, I don't know, the last, maybe because of my age, the last 10, 15 years, I look at it with suspicion.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I was like, oh yes, they know what we're doing, or what they're doing. So this is, as you said, your first novel. That's a big task to take on. How long did it take you?
3 years to put it together. I call it moments of inspiration, where I would write for a while, and then put it down, and then think about it forever, and then just sit down and try and write what's going to happen next.
Writer's block, right? Is that what they always say?
Something like
Writers
that,
have blocks. So I don't know what you call it, but obviously the book is called Good Club, but the subtitle, is that what you would call it? You've got 5 men, 1 world, total control. That's what sort of is the teaser line. What were you hoping when people read that? What were you hoping that they're thinking about that line?
The key word in that is probably the control.
Control, right.
The book is about control. It's about the Good Club, which is 5 men who run the Good Club.
Right.
And William, who is the main character, and he's the CEO of the Good Club, he believes he has the answer. He has the answer to helping humanity.
Yeah.
He has the answer to helping the world. From his learnings when he was in school, he has thought about it, and he is a billionaire over and over again. So he had the money and the resources and the family name to go forward and do the control. His elements of control, he has 5 different elements of control. money. If you can control money, you can control everything. The populace. If you can get the people to believe in what you're doing, that's strong. Power. You've got to have the power there, and that's the power of the governments. And he spent a lot of time getting people into the government. And then the message. And the message is what's important. And so if I can...
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Yeah, if I can step back for a
Yeah.
second on that and think about where does all that come from. People and trying to influence the governments and the control, it's happening today to us. I mean, the Washington Post a week ago put an article out that said that to date, just this year alone, $1.4 billion has already been donated to super PACs and to candidates running for office. And we're not even in the election
Right.
era yet.
It's coming.
$1.4 billion.
Right. Staggering.
You know, and you've got the Soros and the Musks and the Robertson, all these people have donated, I think Soros has donated $100 million himself already this year.
Nice round number.
Yeah, if I had those kind of numbers.
Yeah, write a check. Wow.
Yeah, and if you look at influence of going to the government and the control, lobbying, so far this year, $5.3 billion has been spent by the lobbyists affecting Congress.
Wow.
And so we look at those kind of things that are happening, then you say, all right, so the media, if you have to control the media, there's really 5 people that control the major media in the world and the United States in particular, the Murdochs and so forth of the world.
Right.
So when I was thinking of the book and creating the control part of it, what do I mean by that? I didn't have to go too far. The world is very real out there in people that are either controlling or trying to control through money and power.
There you go. I always think when they talk about the one world, you know, the one world sort of thing, and I'm thinking as long as they're in charge, they would like the one world, because they assume they're the ones that are going to be in charge, right?
They're going to shape strategy. They're going to set priorities.
Wonderful.
You know, and the book is really takes a look at how much influence should rich people have, and in the Good Club has all of the influence.
Wow.
They have found a way to control humanity.
Well, back to COVID. You know, when you think about control by COVID, we just blindly stayed home.
We did.
Closed our businesses and
Wore our masks.
Yeah, wore our masks. That I cheated on from time to time. I didn't think that was the healthiest thing you could do. But anyway, so you talked about what happens when a leader, and you were just mentioning, when he believes that his plan is the only plan. Is that good or bad, or what does that impact on the book and control?
It's the heart of the book.
Ah.
The heart of the book is what happens when a leader thinks that their plan is the only plan. And opposition is not just that I disagree with it. No, opposition needs to be eliminated because this is the only way to go forward.
Wow.
And you can go back in history. You can go back to the Stalins and the Hitlers, and those are the obvious ones. Without getting too much into today's politics.
Moving along.
Yeah. You look at people, even in today's world, this is how it should be done.
Right.
And if you oppose, look at poor Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was the biggest supporter of Trump in the world until she disagreed with him on the Epstein files.
Yep.
And now she's nowhere. So the book is really about William, who's the main character, by the way, who's named after my brother Bill. I thought that was appropriate since he inspired me to do the book.
Cool.
William believes he has the answer. He has the answer to make the planet so the planet can sustain all the people that live on it and can eliminate wars and eliminate conflicts.
Ah, utopia.
Sort of, but in a whole different way.
That's what does that mean? Can you explain that?
Sure. One of the big rumors during COVID was microchips in the vaccines.
Oh, right.
Remember that one?
Right.
My sister, funny story, my sister and I were going to get our vaccine, the second one, and she leaned over to the person who was injecting her and said, "That's got the chips in it, right?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I put extras in for you, don't worry about it."
Great.
So in the book, the microchips were real, and I explain how they work. What they essentially do is they go into the body and they force the brain to eliminate put out dopamine, endorphin effect dopamines,
Yep.
which just makes everybody happy.
Yeah, right.
It's the happy drug. It's a drug you get if you go exercise and you're on a big run afterwards and you feel real high. This is what it does. So what the Good Club has done is they have arranged to put microchips in all vaccines, not just COVID, but all vaccines. So the entire world has been chipped. And what that does, it makes them happy, makes them content. They're no longer interested in pursuing things beyond. They go to their jobs because they're happy. They have their family because they're happy.
Only if that were all true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And so you also, in your notes to me, talked about that you use this phrase, common good versus common ground.
Yes.
How does that play out in the book with the
So
difference
William,
between good
early in when he went to school, he was a political science major, and he, as was I, he was a political science major, and his professor taught him that all governments are destined to fail. And they're all destined to fail because common good versus common ground. So common good is, let's solve this problem. Let's find the right answer and make it happen.
right?
Common ground is, how many votes do I have to get this thing passed? And so it is, I have to compromise. And in every government that has had to compromise, the government at the end has failed. And so William believes that he has to put together a system where common good wins, and common ground doesn't win. And the book is essenced around that.
In all that he does and all that the Good Club does, is it transparent that people see what's going on, or is it way down deep?
Nobody has any idea. And we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, because when you were giving the example of Trump, I think as much as all that does happen, you can see it. It's happened. There's not hiding, at least the stuff they allow you to see.
Yep. Yeah. And it is technologically possible to do this. I mean,
Right.
they're already injecting things into your body. If they want to, we'll start with your pet dog. You want to know where your
Oh,
dog
yeah,
is,
right.
they'll
Mine's
inject
got
it.
one.
They'll do injections of things to go into your heart and look what's going on. So there's nothing that I have put in
That's out there.
couldn't happen.
Oh my God, Big Brother watching. And so I haven't finished reading the book, but I've gotten pretty far into it. And you said that we were talking about what if the world's greatest crises were not accidents, but carefully engineered and planned. What happens, I mean, how does a reader get started to think about who's pulling the strings? In other words, at what point do people go, whoa, wait a minute, am I being manipulated?
Hopefully, very quickly. My first book. So I learned a couple of things in writing the book. I had a developmental editor help me along with this. The first is you have to capture the reader in the very first
Right,
section.
exactly.
If you don't get him right there, he's not going to stay. And actually, the first chapter of my book didn't exist when I wrote it the first time. And the editor said, what you got is good, but you're not going to grab them as much. So how do you know that something is happening? The very first scene is the invasion of Taiwan by China.
Right.
And right away, the Li Wei, who is the head of the Taiwan CIA, National Security Bureau, he knew this was going to happen. He tried to warn people, tried to warn the government it was going to happen, because he had spies.
Yep.
And anyway, he at the end, he says, this didn't have to happen. We were trading, we were partners, China didn't have to invade. And then he goes, Tex Masterson, the Good Club, I'm coming after you. So right away, you know that somebody there
Right.
was instigating this invasion of Taiwan.
Theory. And so, now who was the, you just said his name before, which I had.
Li Wei.
Li Wei, okay. And that there was a woman, I think.
Lena, his daughter.
That uncovered some things that was starting to think that perhaps we're being controlled.
Actually, Li Wei's daughter, Lena, is a brilliant engineer. Right. She's the one who developed the chips that are being used by the Good Club. She doesn't know what they're used for,
Yeah, right.
but she's developed a program that allows the chips to initiate some action. Doesn't know what the action is, but it does something. Li Wei has been very proud of his daughter, and he sees that the chips that she has designed and developed, his government is now helping fund because trillions of these chips are being ordered.
Wow.
And he wonders why.
Yeah.
And so, being the spy that he is, he decides to investigate. And he finds this organization called the Good Club. And so there are 5 different divisions for the 5 men that are there, and he puts moles in each one of them. And that's when he finds out that the chips control, that in fact most governments, presidents, everybody else are controlled. The chips are in all of them. He finds out that the money, he now has arranged that there is a world digital currency, which is a whole different scary thing.
Right.
So he knows, Li Wei now finds out all of these things. And before he can do anything, the Good Club asks China to invade, and they fund it because they've got all the money. And China does because they want Li Wei. And Li Na is in the US and goes and finds one of the heroes of the book,
Right.
who used to be the president's son-in-law.
Oh.
I need help. My father we need to get him out of Taiwan. He's in danger.
Right.
And that begins the whole book of how do we get him out and what happens when he gets out.
That's really exciting. That's great. Because you, the group believe that there are things, oh, I know, they were talking about this group worrying about like having bombs and doing that sort of thing, but they realize that it's much more powerful to do some of the things that you even talked about that happened here, like a pandemic.
Yep.
A pandemic, the microchips, the, what did you say? Oh, the financial systems rigged, and a global network capable of shaping governments and public opinion. We're doomed.
Or,
Is that fake news?
yes, if you look at it that way, or it's utopia. Because in William's point of view, there are no more wars. In fact, most of the countries have given their armies over to the United Nations, which now the Good Club controls the United Nations. So there's no more wars anymore. People aren't fighting anymore. And as you will see in the book, due to the epidemics that the Good Club has helped create, like COVID,
Right.
there are 4 billion fewer people on the planet than there were a few years ago. And this is a chance then for the Earth can now sustain the population. So you might think, are they evil? But their intention is not evil. The evilness is that they believe that they're right and everybody else is wrong. And they are ruthless in terms of anybody getting in their way.
Yeah, because part of it was lower population, correct? Because the world can't sustain it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
Well, that sounds familiar.
And that's been happening even when I was in college. Books are
Right.
being written that with the population growth as it is, we're just not going to be able to feed everybody.
Right.
And I don't know what it's like here. We live in Florida, where they're building and building and building. We don't have enough water for everybody that they're bringing into the area.
Right. I know my family live in Sarasota, and they're always talking about the water table.
Yep.
But here in Vermont, the agricultural state, we have currently 1 in 5 Vermonters deal with food insufficiency, and that's up. It used to be 1 in 4. It's going the wrong, I mean, it's just, there's wrong. It's very bad, and it always kills me because it's an agricultural state. How can people be dealing with food insufficiency, which you don't know because they live behind closed doors and it's happening in their house?
Right.
Because that's food you can back off of and nobody will know, you know, you haven't paid your electricity, there's no gas in the car. That's stuff you have to do, but you don't have to eat steaks and stuff anymore.
Right.
It's really sad.
So if you think evil, the Good Club doesn't think they're evil. These 5 gentlemen believe that what they're doing is making the world a better place for everybody. People aren't fighting, there's no wars, people aren't hungry, and the planet is living at a level that it can sustain.
Wow. And so how does it continue on from there? Because they were talking about bringing people in, like a disgraced Surgeon General, the former U.S. president, and this This was this group.
Yeah.
Right?
So Li Na recruits this professor,
Yeah.
who was the president's son-in-law, to, is there any way we can get my father out? And the president, when Richard goes and talks to him, the president was a disgraced president. He was, he got COVID because he never took the vaccines.
Oh.
And his Surgeon General cured him by using all of the stuff that they aren't supposed to use. So the good club had to get rid of both of them.
Ah.
And so they put enough information, bad information, that the president was on the take, that he had to resign his office. And the Surgeon General also had to resign because the medical community went after him for not using the vaccines that are supposed to be there.
Right.
Had to get rid of them. So the president thinks, Li Wei, I wonder if he knows what's really going on. So he's going to help get Li Wei out of Taiwan just to find out what he knows, because maybe he can clear his name and the Surgeon General's name.
And this is exciting.
The Surgeon General, before he was a doctor, was a SEAL, a Navy SEAL.
Ah. Can't beat
And
that.
there's some fascinating stories about the SEALs in the book. But without giving away too much, he recruits 3 guys that he knew, 3 Navy SEAls that he knew. And they go on a rescue mission to find Li Wei and get him out of Taiwan and get him back. And when he gets back, and he tells the president about the chips and the control, everything else, it's a whole new world. They, like you, think it's horrible that the world is controlled. And their job then is, how do we shut off the chips? How do we make it so that they are no longer controlled?
Right. And they find out, right? Yes, they do.
Well, that's in the book.
That's in the book. You're not going to give it away. I read this summary of it, and I don't want to stop talking about the book, but it said it's a gripping, provocative, and disturbingly plausible. I was going to say that because everything you've talked about, I can put something in it today.
It took 3 years to write the book because I spent a lot of time researching. Is it really possible to do chips
Yes.
in vaccines? Now, the current one, the smallest chip that's out there right now is called Hitachi dust. And it's about the size of a pepper. If you sprinkle pepper,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
that's about the size of it. That's still a little bit big to get through all the syringes. So I did a lot of research. There's a new technology coming out, graphene oxide, which makes it even smaller. So remember, we're 40 years from now.
Right.
So technology will continue to evolve, but we're really close to it even in today's world.
Well, I just got a new cat, and I asked, can we put a chip in? She says, oh, we already have the chip in. I said, how did you know what information to put in? She says, oh, I just put it in. And she did it electronically.
Yeah.
I said, you're kidding me, because I just got it, and all of a sudden, the cat's already up to date on my name and have contact information. And they
Remember
did it.
that when you read the book,
Yeah,
because
they can do stuff.
somebody has to communicate to the chips. So there is a way to communicate to them, because they have to know what's going on with people too. They're monitoring them.
But how does the chip control the person?
They don't. What the chip does is the chip causes the brain to emit endorphins. And endorphins are the dopamine.
Oh, okay.
And
So
dopamine just
susceptible
makes you happy.
to.
Yeah, it makes you content.
Right.
You're not anxious to go and fight anything anymore. You're happy with your job. You're happy with your family. Governments don't fight anymore because the leaders have all been chipped. And these 5 men are just monitoring them to make sure that everybody stays level. And they are, in the book, this close to perfecting the chip and getting them to everybody. And at that point in time, nirvana, because there'll be no more wars, there'll be no more hunger.
But we know that's not going to last, right? Does the book get into that? Does it talk about the end? It just goes on.
Let's just say that they want the good guys, the president and Li Wei and the Surgeon General, they don't agree with this. They've never been chipped. So they don't agree with this. They see what should happen. And it's not for these people to tell us what we can and cannot do.
Right.
Their job is to figure out some way of getting people off their endorphins.
Well, we've got to read this. I got to finish that up. That's pretty cool. I think it's a great premise, and sadly, there are things you can look at in today's world that would mimic what you're talking about.
It made it easier to write, because if I need an idea, all I had to do was turn on the television and watch the news.
Exactly, there it is.
Yep.
It's scary.
Yeah.
But you said they weren't very transparent. They were sort of underground and doing everything behind the screen.
These 5 men, correct.
Right.
So if you think about the Rothschild family
Yeah.
that existed for years, I kind of took a little bit of them and made them into the Fairchilds, which is my family. They have always been behind the scenes. The Rothschilds were always behind the scenes.
Right.
Rothschilds would fund both sides of a war because they make money just lending money. That's what the Fairchilds are doing in today's world.
Huh.
They don't want the world to see who they are. They don't want to be seen. They just want to control from behind the scenes.
Right, and
And
make
they've
money.
developed a way of doing it.
Yep. Well, I always tell my daughter, if there's a big issue at work, I said, just follow the money. And she'll call me back a couple of days later, you're right. And then she'll tell me what she found out. I'm like, "Yep,
That's
see?
quoted in the book. Follow the
That's it,
money.
follow the money.
Yep.
That's it. That's great. So is there more writing in your future?
I am working on the sequel now.
Oh, cool. That's great.
Let's just say that at the end, the war is still on. A battle might be won, but the war is still on. And we're going to introduce some new characters.
I was going to say, probably no shortage of people that want to control, right?
Yeah, I think so.
There's a lot I could mention
Yeah.
that they just want to control.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are children in this world, are they honored and revered and wanted, or are they
They're just part of the population.
part of the population?
I don't think the Good Club cares about me or you as individuals.
Okay, just the...
They only care that we don't create havoc or trouble.
I love that you know your characters so well. That's cool.
Well,
I had
so
tea with them yesterday.
I didn't at first. None of the names were the names. I just put names in as I wrote it. I named each of the characters after family members
Oh, cool.
or after good friends.
Good.
So one, nobody could sue me that I use somebody's name. It really is this person's name. And it helped me remember then, okay, I know each one of them. So
great.
William has a brother named David. Well, I had a brother named David and a brother named William, and so on down to
that's
and Herbert and Richard and everybody else are all family names.
Have you been out sort of talking to book clubs and
I
different
start my first book
organizations?
club in September, I think it is.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Because that's really fun. I like to go to those things.
yeah. Book's only been out a month. It's mid-May, 2 months.
Oh,
Mid-May
great.
was when it was first published.
Excellent. Have you had any feedback from...
I have so far 73 reviews
Whoa,
on
awesome.
Amazon. 2 1-stars, 1 2-star. And then I have 12 4-star and 65 5-star reviews.
Whoa, that's cool.
So people like it, and I get a lot of comments from people that have read it, even people I don't know.
Because sadly, it's fiction, I suppose, but it's not really. And that's probably what draws them, because
As you
they
said,
go,
it's plausible.
yeah, it is. Yeah, what was that word they used? Something plausible. I thought that was, I said, oh, I got to ask them about that, because that's right on the money. That's good. So there'll be more coming.
I hope.
Yeah. You'd really
Hope it won't
enjoy
take 3 years.
Yeah, but, oh, I think that's probably standard, isn't it?
I don't know.
From what I've heard, people, because they have to do the research, and it's getting the idea first, right? But a sequel's cool.
Correct. When I wrote the first book, I knew the beginning, I knew the ending, I didn't know anything in the middle.
I had a friend who wrote a lot of books in New York, and he would sketch it out. He would do just a
Outline
time,
almost.
yeah, an outline, and he always had the beginning and the end, and then he would work from there, and that's how he did the process. I don't know.
That's how I did the first one.
Did you?
And I have the beginning of the second one, but I don't know quite yet how I'm going to end it.
Oh, cool. Well, because he always did it just to keep on track, to keep keep focused, because he would tend to take a left turn somewhere, and he didn't want to do that. That's great. Good.
That happens.
So I wish you luck, because I love Amazon, and they're so responsive. And they also give a summary of the book, and they have people that give their critique of it.
Yes,
And I think yours was very positive.
it was, thank you.
Yeah, it was very good.
And it's been a fascinating learning experience about how to publish a book.
Oh, yes.
There are publishers out there that I worked with first.
Yeah.
Their goal is to get as much money from you as they possibly can.
And why not? There you go.
And others that I got another idea. You could do this, you could do that.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you money, but you could do this, you could do that.
But now Amazon has something you can do yourself.
You can.
I don't know how productive that is, but
It's very easy to do. It's just they have a system set up. You put it in a Word
document,
file,
yeah.
and they will translate it into their documents,
Oh,
and then it can be published. The key is how do you get people to know about it?
right.
They don't help you with that unless you want to pay for their advertising. So
Right.
I've done a little bit of that, bought some keywords, put an ad here and there to see what goes on. I ran a big promotion for 2 days where you could download the ebook for free. And I had 5,000 people download it, so I'm hoping in the
Wow.
next few weeks they'll read it and I'll start getting some reviews from them.
Nice. But you
And
can get really burned, can't you, if you don't do some research?
I will
It's
not
another
make
whole
a
world.
penny of profit on this.
Really?
I'm not a Tom Clancy.
Yeah, he is good.
The other is you need an agent, and agents don't deal with new authors very much.
Well, like Tom Clancy's a shoo-in, right? Say his name and you sold
That's
the
right,
book.
it's sold.
Yeah, but you look like you're up to it.
Yeah,
You can do this.
I haven't given up yet.
Yeah, no, do you have anybody that knows the world that you could rely
I
on?
did. My new editor is Munn Advertising, and the person who runs Munn Advertising, Charles Levin, has written 6 bestsellers himself.
Whoa,
And so he's been very helpful.
Oh, that's great.
He not only turned me on to a developmental editor, but he's shown me some of the tricks of the trade to get it out there.
I liked the book cover itself. I thought that was great. And what I want to do is make sure people see it. We'll do it's too
You'll do
hard
it
to do
after.
from sitting, so we'll put it on electronically. But it's a catchy cover.
We had 3 different covers. This is the one that my wife and I like the best.
There you go. Well, it's excellent. It's good.
Yes.
Good. It's eye catching.
And that's why. And you
Yeah.
wonder the 5 men and there's 5 fingers.
Yeah,
and
right.
it's,
Very clever.
yeah.
I thought, but I also like the way you use that when you said 5 men, the world, and control. It really gets your head thinking, what the heck
Right.
is
And that's
this
what I
about?
hope.
It's all about control.
Yeah.
How sad, but it is that and money, though, I would think. So, anything else you want to tell us about the book itself, or?
Now, without giving away too much
Yeah, I
of
know,
the
that's
book.
what I'm writing my questions. I'm like, we can't give away everything, because why would you wouldn't want to pick
No,
it
but
up?
if you think about what I want people when they get this book to walk away with is question everything. You know, don't accept what's out there. Look what's going on in the world. You know, I told you about the rich people and doing what they're doing, and the lobbyists doing what they're doing. If you're silent, you're
Right.
just a pawn.
Oh, thank you. Seriously, people don't pay attention, and then after they elect somebody, they never ask them questions. They have no idea, because he came to our banquet or whatever, came to the
Yep.
chicken pie. We're big on chicken pie suppers here. And, you know, he goes through all of those, but how does he vote? I don't know.
Yeah. So question everything and wonder why they are doing what they're doing and what are they thinking when they do it.
Right.
That's what the book is about. And realize that there are forces bigger than you, more powerful, richer, that are trying to influence what's happening in your life.
Right.
And that's what I want people, when they walk away from this book, to say, wow, not only is the microchips plausible, but wow, the whole thing is plausible. If I think about what our government is doing or what my representative doing or my president or whatever, wow, who is influencing them to
Right?
make
Who's
them do
working
that?
behind the scenes?
And they are, and they have billions of dollars, and they're doing it.
Yep. I'm trying to remember that story that was on television. It was a series about the White House. Just went blank on the name, but they really showed you what happened behind the scenes, you know, pulling strings,
Yeah.
and it makes you think what is going on, and
A
you don't
president
know
is
it.
one person.
Yeah, right.
And
That's scary.
he's got advisors all over the place. If I go back to George W. You got Cheney and Rumsfeld that were telling him what's happening, and they lied. We now know that they lied.
Right.
And that got us into the war with Iraq. Didn't have to happen.
Yeah.
They were lying because they wanted to get in there.
Well, there's a lot of folks that want war, because as you said about money,
Makes money.
you know, they don't get the money if there's no war.
Right.
So they sort of make one up, I guess.
So, yeah, the essence of the book is question everything and pay attention to what the leaders are saying and doing,
like
and
it.
what are they really doing.
I like it, because we are a little political, but a couple of people I've interviewed, they wonder themselves about, you know, what's really happening. When you're in the State House, there's a group that meets in the Speaker's office or the Pro Tem's office, and you do what they want you to do.
And lobbyists.
Yeah, right. Oh,
I had
well,
a fact here on lobbyists, which just shocked me when I saw it too, that so far this year,
yeah,
$5.3 billion have been spent by lobbyists against Congress.
right.
Billion.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming we have a lot for a small state. I remember the statistics. We have an abundance of lobbyists. And you would be surprised, since it's such a small state, but
And then
they're
who
right
funds
here.
the lobbyists?
well,
And
exactly.
you go behind there and you see what companies and what they're trying to influence.
Yep, what they're representing, who they're representing.
My favorite story was, do you remember the bridge to nowhere
Oh, yes.
in Alaska?
Yes, yes.
$225 million to a bridge that went across a river, but it didn't go anywhere.
The money went somewhere, somebody's pocket. Yeah, no, when I ran for the state, I was in the State House 2 terms, and you always, if a lobbyist wanted to give you money, I always asked for the list of who they represented.
Yep.
And sometimes I'd say yes, and sometimes I'd have to say no, because down the list there was somebody that I wouldn't support or had questions about, so I wouldn't take
And
it.
so you're well versed then in common good versus common
I am.
Yeah.
Well,
common ground. Yeah.
had the experience, but it's changed a lot. I was back in the day, and the day has changed.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little
For the
more.
better, I hope.
Yeah, no. It's just a little. Everybody's just so angry that they're just hunkered down in their own ideas, and which is sad. And I don't know how to break. People are just so mad. I don't know how to break that up. So the 5 people that are in this club, do they come from different backgrounds so that they cover? How do they get together? Do they
Well,
cover?
they're all family
Yeah.
to begin with.
Okay.
One is a banker. One is a pharmacist. One is a tech person.
Perfect.
One is a military person.
Oh, they got it covered.
Yeah. And the last is the CEO who has the vision.
There you go. Who thinks he's right?
He is right. Yes.
You drank
Otherwise,
the
you'll be
Kool-Aid.
eliminated. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's great. I don't know. It's what was that story that they had implanted something, and when the time was right, he, kind of came to life. And remember that story?
Yes, that was.
It was all political. That
It was, and it was during the Soviet Union, and come
yeah,
on.
but that sort of reminds me with the chips and stuff that
Yes.
if you want to activate somebody,
Yeah.
you just give them the sign and they're activated and do their thing.
And now, 3 in the morning, I'm going to remember the name of that
Yeah,
movie.
no, don't call me at 10 o'clock at night. No, but this is a great book, and it's based on what could be.
It could
And
be, and there's nothing in there that couldn't happen.
Right. No, I hope they wake up to that. You got to ask questions. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah. I know there's some legislators that have been there forever, and I don't think anybody knows until it's too late when they're on the floor voting.
And it's not power that's evil by itself. It's this commitment to the idea that everybody else is wrong. And that goes to what you were saying with people angry, because
Oh yeah,
I'm right and they're wrong.
I have never seen this before, and they just, I don't know, I think I'm right on some things, and I'm wrong on some things, but you can't convince the other person that they're wrong.
Nope.
I mean, forget it. It's just, they'll just shut down. We're in a very strange place these days.
Start with the national budget.
Yeah.
How do we fix it? Do we raise taxes or do we cut expenses?
Oh, well, there's a,
And those two sides will
Yep.
never agree.
well, we do that here.
Yeah?
And it's ridiculous, because my answer is cut expenses, and others are,
Yep.
Take from the rich and, spend the money.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of a cut the expense, quit spending.
Me too.
Yeah, right. It's just because most of it is doable, and it's not going to hurt anybody if you think outside the box. Yeah. So these folks are family, the five.
Yes.
And how did that conversation with them? How did it all get started? I mean, somebody must have the CEO guy must have been.
Well, in the book, it started with William's grandfather. So let me go back for a second. The Good Club really existed. Back in 2009, Bill Gates got together with 7 or so other billionaires. And their whole goal was to talk about how could the planet be better. Now, they're not in the book. It's not about them.
Right.
But the idea of the Good Club, they didn't name themselves that. The press named them that, was that we can make this planet better. How can we do this? Bill Gates has always been big on the population is growing too fast.
Right.
So the ideas came out of them. I didn't use them, but William's grandfather got in there first. He was a billionaire, and they wanted him. He liked it. And between his grandfather and then his father and then William, they brought it into where it is. And William is the one who took it the final way and made it into the world that he thinks is right for today's people.
Wow. And that's not an easy task to get people to change. So
You got to drug them.
I got great. You got to drug them. Don't tell
This is
anybody
what he
that
did.
they might
He
take
drugged
it
them
up.
all.
Yeah.
But everybody's on an endorphin high.
Yeah. Well, life's good.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Until it
funny.
isn't. Yep.
That's funny. Good for you. I just, I know getting anything done takes a lot of time and effort and very slow. So to do the world, because they must have started, that was the world they were dealing with, not just the United States.
And this
or
is
wherever.
40 years after they started.
Yeah.
So they've had 40 years to get these
That's
chips out and get people in place and eliminate those that are in the way, like President Joseph.
right. Nice. And nobody caught on to we're missing a few people? Nope. Because they were happy.
They're all happy.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, we couldn't do that here. We used to.
Yeah.
People are suspicious these days. I've heard a lot of, I guess the word conspiracy, a lot of conspiratorial thoughts about people thinking how that happened, who's behind it.
Well,
It's out there.
It's interesting. Conspiracies is all about power, and people are really enthusiastically involved in power. They want to see where it's going, what's happening, and when they don't know the answer to something, their brain creates answers, and that starts the conspiracies. This is what must have happened. This is what happened. Must be what's going
Whispering
on.
in
over
somebody's ears.
there. Yeah, and then you get somebody like QAnon, who nobody knows who he was.
Yeah.
Starting to put them out there in bigger forms, people then buy into it.
Well, and people don't, my personal experience, people, when they hear fake news, but they don't know it's fake news, they don't check.
Correct.
And I usually go on the internet and check, is so-and-so dead? Or did so-and-so do this or that? And it comes back, no.
Yeah.
And I know there was one, I won't say where, this group I belong to, they were all saying the same thing. I'm like, no, that's not right. Go look it up. And they looked it up and they realized that they were believing something that wasn't true.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes they'll believe it if they go and look it up. Sometimes they'll say, no, I still believe that this is
Well,
true.
yeah, well, because they want to believe it. Yep.
It's more fun to believe that.
So what does this next phase look like? Oh, I know. I wanted to ask you. You talked about Taiwan, but where are these five, the club located? Or
New York City.
oh, that they wouldn't want to be there now. But that's another show. Well, that's the hub of everything right there in New York.
Yeah. And the hub of a lot of the pharma industries in New Jersey. So
Yep,
they have
right.
a big building in New
Right.
Jersey.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep. I worked for one of those for 20 years in New Jersey.
Which one?
Ciba-Geigy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Now it's Novartis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 20 years. So I know about drugs. I wasn't kidding when I said that's really cool. So they did well in New York.
They did well in New York.
They did well. Did other people join? I mean, did they keep this for 40 years? You said 5 people just worked together for all 40 years. They must be drawing people in.
Well,
The circle must.
you know,
get
there's
bigger.
always family arguments. So William had to kill his brother David.
That's one way to solve a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was David doing?
He was going to be the head of the good cub, and William wanted to be the head of the good cub.
Power.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
That's the key to the book, by the way. The only way to penetrate a family like that, you have to find a Judas.
Ah, now
so
that brings
when you
back
read the
another
book-
whole story in my head. Huh,
Yep.
the weak link. There is always one.
Sometimes it's weak. Sometimes you have to make it weak.
Very clever.
So
I
when
like
read
the way
book,
you
you'll see.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because a lot of things that happen these days happen with the weakest.
Yep. The most vulnerable.
Yep.
Sure.
My goodness. Well, I'm looking forward to finishing that book. That's serious.
Yeah. Please tell me how you liked it when
Oh,
you're
I
done.
will. I'll add my thing to my Amazon. They know me there. They have me. They have my name down.
Oh, good.
You know. So, what are the others? You don't want to share too much, I don't think. But how does it kind of climax at the end that you're going to then trigger off another book? Is there a nexus that happens? Or haven't you gotten that far?
No, it is. It's set up for the sequel. William, no matter what happens, William's not going to give up. That's not his nature. So my heroes are going to have a battle victory. And some people are going to die. Some people are going to go on. But William
Still
doesn't
there.
quit.
There you
And
go.
he still has his billions. He still has control of a lot of things. So, but
Now we have a trillionaire in our midst, don't
how
we?
about that, huh? I can't even
Bruce
imagine.
and I were sitting there trying to figure out how many zeros that is.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because I was, wait a
1,000
minute.
billions. Yeah.
Right, it's what, 13 or so zeros? Staggering.
It is 13, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's incredible.
And then he says, my kids are going to have to earn their own money. I don't think so.
Yeah. Did he say that?
No, they've all
I
said
think
that
he's a
once.
little
Gates said it to
delusional.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's staggering. I mean, I wouldn't even know. I would like to try, but I wouldn't know what to do. But I must say, he does do good things with it. It's not. I know of one or two folks in Washington, D.C. that have millions, and they don't do much with their money.
Correct. They influence if they can.
They just keep it. So the good guys spend it, and the others just let it rack up.
They must be on chips.
Yeah, but that's it exactly. That's why they're happy. Anyway, so I'm really pleased that you came by. We have a
Thank you for
mutual
inviting
friend
me.
who said to have John on, and I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you
Good
for
for you.
inviting me. It's been fun.
What I'm very impressed with is how well you know your characters. You're talking
I've
about
lived
them
with
like they're sitting next to you.
They have been.
That's cool. Your wife got to know them all? Is it?
Oh, Denise has been terrific. She's probably read the book almost as many times as I have. She was my proofreader for the first 6 or 7 variations.
Oh, wow.
And, she gave good help. She was good inconsistencies. But when I wrote the book, I would write a chapter and then write another chapter and another chapter. And I realized that the chapter I wrote back here doesn't belong there anymore. It belongs down here.
Oh, wow.
Which creates inconsistencies then. And she was awesome at finding those
Catch it? Oh, that's
inconsistencies.
good. Yeah, because people will. If they're there, they'll catch them.
So I hired a lot of people to proofread the book, including finally an editor who proofreads. And Denise and I read it first through, sent it to her. She found 92 more errors.
Oh, my word. Oh,
And
wow.
now people tell me there's still a typo in there. Nobody will tell me where it is,
Right.
but they say there's still a typo in the book someplace.
Oh, that's-
If you find it, would you please tell me?
Oh,
where it
yeah,
is?
that's kind of rude. Yeah, because everybody will find it. I do that with menus when I go to restaurants.
You do, yeah.
I look down and there it is.
Actually, only 3 people that I know have said, we found a typo.
Oh, interesting.
I think the others are like me. They just read, and
Yeah,
it's a
but-
fast read book.
Right.
You know?
Well, you know what it's supposed to say, so your mind just sort of assumes that's
Yeah,
what it is.
especially when you wrote it.
Yeah, right, exactly. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on. This has been excellent.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. And thank you all for tuning in. This is Pat McDonald, your host for Vote for Vermont, where our tagline is listening beyond the sound bites. See you next week.